Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Chung Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Manjushri Bodhisattva, Sumo, Tantun Katso, Tupten Siddhi, Tupten Karma, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma instructors, Dhamma tutors, temple and center directors, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
I said, Hola mucho, te quiero mucho. Going, Iba, Nodi, Yumi, Yasi, Puri, Puri, 现在通知大家。
I would like to announce for next Sunday. It's already June.
6月22号
June 2nd at 3 p.m.
是高王观世音菩萨的纪念法会。
It's the hiking Avalokitesvara Homa fire offering ceremony. And hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva.
高王观世音菩萨的。
Hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva is what I chant every day. Hiking Vimalakirti Sutra. Hiking Vimalakirti Bodhisattva. And her mudra is the Dharma speaking mudra, and the same as the mudra for turning the Dharma wheel, the mudra to turn the Dharma wheel. And the Hat mantra is the karma eradication mantra of the 7 past Buddhas. And the 6th syllable is a white. White. White 6th syllable. Di. 对呀。
我讲过我在第一次在
I have said that the first time at the Jet Emperor Temple, the Fa Si Huiling gave me a sutra. At that time, I did not know anything, and the sutra that he gave me was this hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. And then when we were in Japan, when we were traveling in Japan, at the Shikoku, the 88 spiritual centers of Kobodaishi in Shikoku. As we were visiting those centers of Kukai, and we also saw the Japanese version of hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra. So this sutra spread widely even in Japan. Hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra in the Great White High Kingdom, the people there all chanted the Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. So Genghis Khan or Temujin, as he was building the Mongolian Empire, many countries succumbed, and he invaded all countries and always won, except this kingdom, the Great White High Kingdom. He invaded or attacked 9 times unsuccessfully, and it seemed it was because of the majestic power of hiking Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. So in the hiking Avalokitesvara Sutra, the most important phrases is can eradicate the suffering of life and death, and to eradicate all sorts of sufferings, harms, and poisons. So by chanting this sutra, you will not have to suffer the suffering of birth and death and all sorts of harms and poisons. So I welcome all of you to register for primary supplicants. And today we had Manjushri Bodhisattva, and this Bodhisattva is a great Bodhisattva, and he's in the Vimalakirti Sutra. The male character, of course, is Vimalakirti, and the second male character is Manjushri Bodhisattva. Only Manjushri Bodhisattva, only the dialogue between Vimalakirti and Manjushri Bodhisattva can spark the fireworks of wisdom. In Tibet, he's referred to as the wisdom deity or wisdom god. At the Rainbow Temple altar, on the sword of Manjushri Bodhisattva statue at the Rainbow Temple, there's a white hatha hanging on it. Is it still there? Yes. That was the Gelugpa school of Tibetan Buddhism, the highest Dharma kings other than Dalai Lama, Panjan Lama. The greatest Dharma king is Kanten Tripa. The 100th Kanten Tripa There is a tradition in the Gelugpa school that Kandan Tripa is occupied in turn, that all ordained Sangha member in the Gelugpa school will elect one with the most senior and the most wise elder to be the Kandan Tripa. And Kandan Tripa represents the spiritual leader of the Gelugpa, also symbolizes Tsongkhapa. Kandan Tripa symbolizes Guru Tsongkhapa, which is the patriarch of Gelugpa. So Kandan Tripa represents Guru Tsongkhapa, and different people will take turn to be Kandan Tripa. So when they pass away, they would be replaced by another one that's elected by the members of the Sangha, the most qualified, the eldest, and the wisest leader. And that would be Kandan Tripa. And the 100th Kandan Tripa came to Seattle. At the Seattle Lezang Temple, conducted ceremony together with Grandmaster. And he also visited the Rainbow Temple, and he took a white hatha and threw it toward the altar. And it hung on the sword of Manjushri Bodhisattva. So that hatha was thrown by the 100th Kandan Tripa of Gelugpa school. And up till now, it's still hanging there on the sword of Manjushri Bodhisattva's statue at the Rainbow Temple. How come it was thrown? It got to Manjushri Bodhisattva, the hatha. There's some relationship here. And we all know that Guru Tsongkhapa was an emanation of Manjushri Bodhisattva. So in Tibetan Buddhism, Manjushri Bodhisattva emanated as Guru Tsongkhapa, and Kandan Tripa represents Tsongkhapa. So the hatha got to the sword of Manjushri Bodhisattva, the white hatha. How long has it been? Oh, it's been a long time. How many years ago was that? Oh, definitely over 20 years. So the cloth has been there for over 20 years. So Manjushri Bodhisattva is a bodhisattva with inconceivable liberation. So he's the first and foremost next to Sakyamuni Buddha to the right, and to the Buddha's left is Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, Sakyamuni Buddha at the center.
这边右边是
To his right
左边是
is Manjushri Bodhisattva, to the left is Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, and they are called the Avatamsaka Trinity or Huayan Trinity.
他是智慧第一，
He's first and foremost in wisdom.
文殊师利，
And about the names,
文殊宝，
Manjusri,
妙音
the marvelously auspicious, marvelous sound,
得如手、净手，就是
the marvelous virtue, and Manjusri Kumara Buddha. There are many names.
最伟
They
大
are
的
all referring to Manjusri Bodhisattva
可思议，所以他是7个佛的师父。
because he's inconceivable. He's the teacher of 7 Buddhas.
过去已成佛，他的尊
And he's
上尊，
become a Buddha in the past, and his name was the Buddha of the race of honorable dragon kings, or the supreme Buddha king of the dragon clan.
最不可思议。
So he's the wisdom deity, the most inconceivable Manjusri Bodhisattva, a truly tremendous Bodhisattva.
他的宝剑
And his precious sword can cut off all afflictions.
我现在每天在做
So nowadays, every day,
超度的时候，
when I perform the 1,000 Dhamma vessels Bardo deliverance, I would chant his deliverance mantra.
嗡，
And
阿巴扎那比，满知识力，嗡，阿菲拉嗡，看他说哈。后面那一句是他的往生。
And the last part was the deliverance mantra. Om Apelahom Kanjala Soha.
我们进入主题，你问我答。
Now we'll get to the main subject on the Q&A, a question from Indonesia, Lien Hoa Bao Chang. Grandmaster, please provide guidance on how to cultivate until one's body becomes transparent like crystal. Thank you.
和修行
How to cultivate until one's body becomes crystal clear, transparent.
他这个问题，
This question,
这个问题是什么问题？
what kind of question is that?
有问题当中有问题，
There's a problem with the questions.
也是问题。
And there's no problem, there's still a question. Question and problem in Chinese is the same.
你们有看过？大
It's the same word. Have you seen?
世界上这么久了，还没有看过一个人身体
I've been living in this world for so long. I have not seen anybody's body to be crystal clear, transparent.
他的身体能够变成水晶般的透明。
That one's body becomes crystal clear, transparent.
你们有看过没有？
Have you ever seen one?
没有人看过。
Nobody.
事实上，人是没有
But in reality, it never happens to a human being.
像水晶般透明。
Have we ever seen a human with crystal clear, transparent body? No.
问的可能是
So what he's asking may be,
心灵上，
maybe mentally
心灵上的这个人
or spiritually,
晶般，水晶般的很亮。
that the human becomes crystal clear, transparent, very luminous.
里面还有五脏六腑，
I didn't talk about the internal organs here.
到了里面
A question by Lianhua Baochang. Can we cultivate so that we can be like the crystals, luminous, radiant, bright? We can say, how do we say? It's about light. When I see my past lives, there was not the form or the shape of Padma Kumara, just light. Very brilliant, very bright, dazzling light. And said, that's Padma Kumara. And when I took a look, it didn't look like a human form. If we say something like, you're not human, that's a problem, it's a joke. It's just light, very bright, brilliant light. So if we can cultivate until we can be as bright as the light of the crystal, that means you have attainment. When I saw, or when I had the vision of Padma Kumara, when they let me see it, it had no form or shape, just bright white light. Maybe that's what he meant. That means it's attaining the way. In Tantric Buddhist practices, we should purify the body. That's the mudra. By forming the mudras. The pure speech is by chanting the mantras. And the pure mind is through visualization. If you can attain the purity of body, speech, and mind, then you're as transparent as the sky. That's as transparent as crystal. That's the way to practice the body, speech, and mind in Tantric Buddhism. Then eventually you would be able to attain the transparency like the crystal, like the sky. Recently, at the Rainbow Temple, we have taken photos of the aurora borealis, and they are transparent, white, red, lapis lazuli colors, blue, many colors. Can be taken by cameras. They are beautiful. So this is Lianhua Baochang from Indonesia. So perhaps what he meant by cultivating until one's body becomes transparent like crystal. When I had a vision of Padma Kumara, it was just pure white light. It has no shape or form. So when you reach the purity of body, speech, and mind in your spiritual cultivation, and all that you have left is just Buddha nature, then that would be as transparent as a crystal. That's probably what it is. Let me consult. It's okay. Let me tell a joke. The son wants to divide the assets of an old man, old father, and the rule is whoever bought it, spent the money for it, then would belong to whom. So the son bought the house, so that would be his. The cars were bought by the son, so that's his too. The fridge, the colored TV, all bought by the son, so all belong to the son. And the father who had been quiet all this time, a very old father, finally said, "But son, when you got married, I spent the money for your wife." On the way of sending the husband to the airport, the couple got into a fight. And when the husband passed through the inspection line, on the other side, tried to evoke the wife, "Come over and beat me now." And the wife was really mad and glared at him. And then the inspector said, told the wife, "Okay, I'll give you special permission. You can come in and beat him up." This is a joke about Hui Jun. Someone got rich. Some people got some people got rich, some people became successful, but I just get heavier. Is it true that when you gain weight, that means you will get money? I have a joke about Xiaoming. The teacher saw Xiaoming is falling asleep, and the teacher woke Xiaoming up. Other than sleeping, what else do you know? And Xiaoming said, "I know even when I'm sleeping." What is it that you know? Xiaoming said, "When the bell rings at the end of the class, then I'll become energetic." So the teacher asked Xiaoming, "So now say your wish." And Xiaoming said, I wish that you take off your eyeglasses. And the teacher asked, tell me why. And Xiaoming said, then the teacher cannot tell who I am. It's Xiaoming. A couple is having an argument, and they ignored each other and sitting on the sofa playing with their own cell phones. And the wife could not help but falling. And the husband folded even longer. And the wife got angry. Are you arguing with me? The husband's head is feeling uncomfortable, unwell, and the wife is massaging his head. And then the wife is asking, who's massaging your head before marriage? And the husband replied in a simple sentence, and a true words, which is, I've never had a headache before marriage. Now we'll talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. When I read this poem, this verse, a few pages long, wow, it's endless. This old Vimalakirti is so glib, so loquacious, and with the verse is already that long. How long will this last? I can't bear it anymore. This old man. So it's a Chinese, it's a pun with Chinese words. The old Vimala, the old Kirti. And he was sick, and yet he could speak so long for the whole sutra. How could he be sick? He must have been pretending that he was sick. So next, sentient beings in all types of form, voice, and demeanor. This is difficult to explain, but we can say that all sentient beings are all different. No two of them are the same. Different types. In America, they are the white, the red, the black, the yellow. They're all different races. And only 5 types. And no one are the same. Just with the eyes, nose, mouth, ears, brows. Eyes, brows, nose, mouth, and ears. Just 5 things, right? But none of them are the same. They all look different. They are just made up from these 5 things, every one of us. Eyebrows, eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. They are just made up of these 5 things. But all the faces are different. Isn't that strange? So sentient beings, all kinds of people, so all types of sentient beings. And we're only talking about people here. But these sentient beings include those flying in the sky, those crawling on the ground, those swimming in water. They are all sentient beings. Too many of them. Forms, voice, and demeanor are all different. Their forms, voices, and demeanors, or appearances, are all different. Everyone is different, and the animals too. The bodhisattvas with fearless power can manifest all at once. Although there are so many sentient beings and they're all different, but in the bodhisattva's deliverance of the sentient beings, they are fearless. They are fearless. The 10 powers and the 4 fearlessness are or belong to the Buddhas. So the Buddhas and bodhisattvas can manifest all at once among the sentient beings. Fearlessness refers to the 4 fearlessness, and the power refers to the 10 powers. And the inconceivable bodhisattva can manifest among the sentient beings. And they can know everything about the sentient beings. And what is the working of Maras? The deviant path is considered the working of Maras. During the era of the Buddha, there were six teachers of the deviant path, and some were ordained, some were not ordained, and they all had different philosophies. Some would say there was no cause and effect whatsoever. Some said there is no rebirth cycle at all. It's also a kind of philosophy. Or no cause and effect. And no impermanence. That when this life finishes, it's gone. There is no reincarnation. That was the belief of some teachers of deviant path, and those are all considered the workings of Maras. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas would know all the workings of Maras. So all the Bodhisattvas among the sentient beings see sentient beings performing things, and among these workings of Maras, they can still awaken these people. They know what these people are doing, and they can be among these people through the skillful means and wisdom to deliver all the sentient beings. Can manifest all at once, though knowing that it is all the workings of Maras, still appear to go with the flow. They can manifest and deliver you to do things the same as you do, and then take the chance to to deliver sentient beings with skillful means and wisdom. So, to use the wisdom of the skillful means, following the opportunities and affinities to deliver sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are that way. They deliver sentient beings everywhere, utilizing skillful means and knowing their spiritual capacity and to deliver them accordingly. So, to deliver them. So, originally or fundamentally, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have no birth and death and no illnesses, but they appear to be born and to grow old and to get sick and to die. So, aging, being sick and dying appear on the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to indicate that they're same as other people, but they utilize the aging, sickness and death to let sentient beings have attainments, using the aging, sickness and death to teach sentient beings, just like Vimalakirti. So he made use of his sickness so that people come to see him, and then he spoke on this Vimalakirti Sutra, and then through the sutra he's delivering sentient beings in many lifetimes, each and every lifetime. So he utilizes sicknesses. If he had not been sick, nobody would have come to see him. Then there would not be the opportunity of Vimalakirti and Manjushri Bodhisattva sparking the fireworks of wisdom. So the Vimalakirti Sutra has delivered many people, many important concepts like the non-dual Dharma gate is from the Vimalakirti Sutra. So to make use of the aging, sickness and death to benefit or to deliver sentient beings. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of course know that everything is illusory. The Pure Lands, the Buddha verses are illusory. Sentient beings are illusory. They understand thoroughly. Grandmaster also knows that he himself is illusory. If you don't, what can we say? But actually we are all illusory. It's just momentary. We comprise of the four elements and the Buddha nature, including Sukhavati, the Western realm, or the Eastern realm of Lapis Lazuli, or the realm in the south of Ratnasambhava Buddha, or the Abhirati Pure Land of the Amoghasiddhi Buddha or Akshobha Buddha. Although they understand them as illusions, they are unobstructed. They have no hindrances whatsoever. So Grandmaster now is totally unhindered. For me, everything is fine. Anything is fine. If you ask me to dance, I know how to dance, although I forgot many of them. When I was young, for a period of time I danced a lot, but not now. Now wearing this Lama outfit, I don't dare to dance anymore. I just perform the Tai Chi dance rather than the Tai Chi Quan. So there is no hindrances in grandmaster's dancing. And about singing, I also know how to sing. I can hum the popular 2 songs. I know how to sing that too, right? And then so I follow humming that song too. It's fine for me to sing. Amanda was a great singer, but last night when I heard her singing, I almost had a nightmare last night. She's a singer and she sang like that. So don't laugh at her. But even when she sang like that, there was still a style. Even when you eat the toasted bread, the sesame seed can fall too. So the good horse sometimes also miss in the gallops. So that was abnormal, but normally her singing is wonderful. So I can sing, I can dance. That's fine. What? Like Master Lien Ying, the abbot of the Seattle temple, he knows how to perform the Ba Ji Quan. Why didn't he teach all of us this martial art? Because he wanted to conceal it and not show it off. But once he showed it off, he'll kill everyone. So I can memorize the Tai Chi Qian and also the Sanso. And what I want to study is the Qin Na. With empty-handed defense. It's called like capture and seize. So that's going to be like a hero saving the beauties, like the Spider-Man. And now the world needs someone like Spider-Man. Where has Spider-Man gone to? So all the Superman. Now there's so many murderers and killers around. So you need to know everything because the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are unhindered. They have no obstructions. Everything is fine. Everything is okay. In the future, we will talk about this because everything is Buddha Dharma. Everything is fine. And Vimalakirti also went to the brothel. This old man, he went to the brothel. What did he do there? To spread Buddha Dharma. So he's teaching Buddha Dharma. So that means the lotus blossoms from the fire. So you entice or attract people using their desire and then lead them onto the Buddhist path. So Vimalakirti also know about the consort practice. Also, among the Yixiang far. There is a light drops, non-leaking light drops practice, which is the foundation of all the attainments. So the non-leaking light drops Dharma practice is the foundation. And I have mastered it when I was in my 40s. That's the foundation of all dharmas. So none of the semen ever leaks. So when he's performing the consort practice, he's actually performing a Dharma practice. He's chanting mantra. And his mind is in union with the yidam. And he's able to do that. So those who are able to do those can perform the consort practice. Otherwise, you will go to hell. So unobstructed and unhindered, he could go, or he can go anywhere. The brothels, the dance clubs, the nightclubs, the KTVs. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have no hindrances because they have attainments of fruition in their non-leaking light drops practice, and they are in union with the yidam anytime, anywhere. And they are Buddhas, they are Bodhisattvas, they are yidams. So only a person with such attainments can be unhindered and unobstructed anywhere, anytime. They can appear in the lowest place. During the great calamity, when the earth cracks and the fires burn the whole planet, that's showing the end of the kalpa. He could manifest during that great calamity when the fire burns the earth, and the Buddha nature would appear. So beings believe in permanence, but actually it is impermanence. So teaching all sentient beings that the world is impermanent, the earth is impermanent, humans are impermanent, no one thing that is permanent. That's why I have said, what is a rebirth cycle? The 4 seasons are the cycle. What is cause and effect? You reap what you sow. That's cause and effect. What is impermanence? You were happy when you're leaving home, and you were sad when you're coming home. So all your different emotions are impermanence. All the different emotions. Maybe just today you encounter impermanence. You were happy as you left the house, and then you got into a car accident and you became sad and upset. So that's impermanence. So sentient beings believe in permanence. To let them know about impermanence. Don't think that you're rich, but quickly you become very poor, and then you become rich instantly, and then become poor again suddenly. Like my grandfather, Lu Chang, he was very rich, so he had 6 wives. And my father was born by his 3rd wife. he had 6 wives. But my father told me that you don't go to college because I have no money to finance your tuitions. So he told me that you could only go to 2 colleges. One is the teacher's college. Then you don't have to pay much tuition at that time. Or go to the military school. You don't need to pay. So I took the test and I got admitted to the military school and didn't have to pay any money, and they give some pocket money every month. And also the clothes were given by the school, a room and board were given by the school. So we didn't have to pay anything for 4.5 years of schooling. My grandfather was very wealthy, but my father was very poor. And now, for me, let's not talk about it. In sum, I'm not very rich, but because people give me Rolls Royce, so I drive it. So look, Rolls Royce, that's the highest end. Is there anything higher? Yes, Ferrari. $3 million Ferrari. Or Lamborghini, also in the millions of dollars. Those are sports cars, not appropriate for me. We are gentlemen. So Rolls Royce is already the high end. Bentley or Rolls Royce, and people give it to me. And people give me red packets. Oh, Grandmaster, this is for you. And I said, oh, no need. And then they ask, oh, why? Will I suffer from calamity? Why? Oh, because you don't accept my offering, so does it mean that I would have to suffer from disasters? So that's why I had to accept them. This is impermanence. See, my grandfather was wealthy, and my father was poor, and myself, no need to talk about it. That's impermanence. So to let sentient beings know impermanence, everything is impermanent, nothing is permanent. Countless beings coming to invite the bodhisattvas, many sentient beings wish to be like the bodhisattvas, to invite the bodhisattvas to speak Dharma. Arriving at their homes simultaneously, transforming them towards the Buddha path. Like all of us here, gather here, and Grandmaster Lu speaks Dharma, so that everyone can practice the Buddha Dharma and transforming them toward the Buddha's path. And among us here will become the leader of a school. Impermanence. You think you're sitting underneath there, but they'll become a leader of a school in the future. When Guru Padmasambhava was alive, he transformed Ishijogal. When Guru Padmasambhava left Tibet, Ishichogal became the leader of a school. At that time, Mandarava could fly from India to meet Ishichogal at the tiger's nest. So Ishichogal and Mandarava met each other at the tiger's nest to discuss Buddha Dharma. At that time, Ishichogal had become the leader of a school. So this kind of things is impermanent, but also can also deliver many sentient beings. That people underneath here and sitting at the lower level can also become the spiritual leader that deliver many beings. So it's not just Grandmaster Lu, the only one. No, it's not the case. Once I transmit Buddha Dharma to you, once you gain the Buddha Dharma and have attainments in your practice, then all the same you would have power to deliver sentient beings. Once you generate 5 to 10 powers, and the Buddhas have 10 powers and 4 fearlessness, and without any hindrances and obstructions, you can deliver sentient beings all the same. So it's not necessarily to say that only Grandmaster Lu can deliver sentient beings, but all of you can also deliver sentient beings. So countless beings coming to invite the Bodhisattvas, arriving at their homes simultaneously, transforming them towards the Buddha path. Scriptures, mantras, and esoteric techniques. So the deviant path also have the scriptures, mantras, spells, and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can also utilize them. And crafts and various skills of the 5 studies for the spirituality, crafts, medicine, language, logics, the 5 studies. So crafts and various skills are mastered. So Bodhisattvas have no hindrances, fully manifesting these activities to benefit all sentient beings. So anything can benefit sentient beings. Fully manifesting these activities to benefit all sentient beings. They can deliver and help all sentient beings using all kinds of methods to help sentient beings. Not just the 5 studies, the medicine, those who are in the medical field can also deliver sentient beings. Those in the crafts and arts and skills can also deliver sentient beings. Those who study many languages can also deliver sentient beings. Or the sound. And then the logic study can also deliver sentient beings. And spirituality or Buddha Dharma can also deliver sentient beings. In Sichuan, there is the Buddhist University of the 5 studies. So those in the medicine, as doctors, you can also deliver sentient beings. Not only Western medicine, but China also has the traditional Chinese medicine, and Tibet also has the Tibetan medicine. Ayurveda medicine, healing method. There are 4 scriptures of Ayurveda healing and medicine. So can help all sentient beings. Fully manifesting or performing these activities to benefit all sentient beings. I bought the shark fin fried rice, and I just couldn't find the shark fin. Doesn't matter how I look. And then when I asked the boss, "Where's the shark fin?" and then the boss said, "Oh, that's my name." So shark fin fried rice. On the mountain roads, there's a car passing by a temple in the village, and there was the little monk that lift up a board saying that turn around and be safe, and asked a driver, "Look here," but he just ignored that and continued to drive, and 10 seconds later crash loudly and falling down. So inside the Zen room, the little monk asked the abbot, "Sifu, should we just say that the bridge is broken in the front? Don't say turn around and be saved," which is a famous Buddhist phrase saying that, turn around and be saved. A Zen master was sitting on the Dharma seat for 4 hours every day, and not moving at all. And the admirer asked the Zen master, "Wow, how can you do 4 hours a day? How did you master such a marvelous method?" And the Zen master said, "The first 2 hours I was in real meditation to purify my mind from the dust of the world. And how about the remaining 2 hours?" The Zen master honestly said, "Because my legs were numb, I could not stand up." In the psychiatric hospital, 2 patients were fighting really fiercely, and then A suddenly stopped, and B asked, "How come you stopped?" And A said, "You think I'm dumb? Are you mad? If you kill me, then I don't have to be in prison, but if I kill you, I would be in prison." 2 greasy people. A woman told me that she lost her job today, so I asked her, "Why were you fired?" And she said, "Because they think I'm too fat." So I felt the injustice. That's discrimination. You should sue them. "Where did you work? What do you do?" And she said, "I am a masseur who's stepping on people's back." This is too big to step on people's backs, and that would break their backs. Om Mani Padme Hum.